Hi folks out there in banjo land. I wanted to do a product review for you. I had the opportunity to try out a Fults tailpiece and I put it on my Hatfield Buck Creek banjo. Been messing around with it for I guess close to 2 months now and trying some different options on the way it was set up. The one I've got is the Fults 1934 parallel tailpiece. So one thing that's different automatically is you'll notice after you get past the bridge there, the strings don't go in. It's completely parallel. One thing I like about that is it makes it really easy to change bridges. You're not worried about messing up the grooves or anything on your bridge. So I wanted to talk to you quickly about my experiences so far. I was a little bit, I guess, a little bit wary of trying out the tailpiece just because I'm not really big into setting up everything and tweaking on my banjo all the time. But when I got it, it's got this piece of paper with it, and if you look at that, that's scary. It looked like I was putting together, I've got horror stories of trying to put together a grill from the store, and you get finished and there's 4 screws left and you didn't know where they go. But luckily I didn't have to put the thing together. It was just kind of a diagram on the way it was assembled. But it was already put together. So it really only took me about 10 minutes to put the tailpiece on. What you have to do is you have to take off, at least on this model, you've got to take off the 2 hooks here. Okay, you take them completely off and then you thread the hook. It goes right down through 2 holes built on the inside of your tailpiece. And then you get everything adjusted, and then you're off to the races there, and you get to try out all your different options. I tried to find another video on the internet somewhere about exactly how each adjustment works, and I never found anything. So at the end of this video here, I'm going to try to explain to you what some of the different options are on how to adjust the angle of the tailpiece, and then up and down, forward and back, and side to side. So this is the X, Y, Z mount. So you've got lots of different ways you can try it to see which one you may like the best. As far as sound quality, I'll play you a sample here in a minute. I heard a lot of people say it gives it way too much sustain if you try one of these things, because it's the tailpiece is so heavy and bulky down here. And I did find that it added a little bit of sustain, and to me it was kind of a different kind of sustain. It wasn't a twangy bluegrass kind of sustain. It was a lot more elegant. It's hard to describe your perceptions on tones and those kind of things. But to me, it had a little more sustain, kind of like, I don't know if you've ever tried one of the Mike's mutes, and it gives you a longer sustain, and it seems a lot more elegant. It was similar to that. It didn't mute the banjo or anything like that, as you can tell in just a minute. But the other thing I noticed is after I played it for a couple of days and didn't do any adjusting on it, that sustain, I didn't notice it anymore. So I don't know if it went away as the banjo kind of got used to everything and kind of melded together, or my ears got used to it, or maybe my fingers got used to it and adjusted how I was playing to the new sound of the banjo. But that after messing around with it, that does not bother me whatsoever, the sustain on the banjo. In fact, I like it quite a bit. It gives it a little more depth up the neck. So at least to me, instead of the notes being forward, they're like a little bit deeper inside of the banjo, up the neck especially. So, whether you like that or not, that's going to be up to you to try. And if you don't like it, there's 18 million different ways you can adjust the tailpiece on it to get a different sound. So let me do this. Let me give you a quick little sound bite of what the banjo sounds like with the tailpiece on, and then I might stop the video here for a second and go back and try to give you a close-up on what each little adjustment does. All right, here we go. hope you enjoyed that. I wanted to quickly try to show you how the tailpiece will adjust and how you put it on and that kind of stuff. But I don't know how long I can hold my banjo up to the camera. But if you'll take a look at it, you'll see, you've got three main places here that you can put your Allen wrench, and it comes with an Allen wrench. So if you'll put your Allen wrench on the two on the sides and you loosen that up, that will allow you to slide the tailpiece up and down on the hooks. It'll also let you adjust it left and right. Okay, so that will kind of get get it in the right spot. And then the one in the middle, that's the bigger one, it's got the knob on it. You loosen that up, and then you're allowed to turn it. And in fact, you put your Allen wrench, there's little holes on the sides. So let me see if I can slide that in there so you can see. So once you loosen up in the middle, you've got the Allen wrench goes in on one of the holes on the sides, and now you've got a lever. So that helps you turn the knob. And as you turn that knob, that's what adjusts the angle of the tailpiece. Okay, so angle up or angle down, depends on what your kind of sound you're looking for at the time. So those are your options and how to adjust the tailpiece. A couple other things that I really like about it is very stable. Okay, once you get it set, it's just going to sit there, which is great for string changes. On a floating tailpiece, if you take off all your strings, you've got to get it adjusted in the right spot, and it's kind of a big hassle. So if you like the setup that you've got, once you get it set, then it's going to be stable. Obviously, it's very versatile because of all of the options I just showed you. It's a high quality piece of machinery, all right, which is great. You're not going to have any issues with pieces falling off of this thing as long as you've got everything tight like you're supposed to. So Mr. Fults, you did a great job there on putting together a high quality piece of machinery. The other thing is, I don't think there's any way this thing's going to buzz on you. It does have a tailpiece cover, but it's the way it's engineered, it just kind of sits there, floats over the top of where your strings go in. So I haven't had any buzzing, and I think every other type of tailpiece I've had, it gets a buzz in it every once in a while. You start messing around with the cover on it, and eventually it rips off and you throw it away and get disgusted. But I don't think you're going to have that issue with a Fults tailpiece. Only drawback might be for some of you out there is the price. So it's a little bit over $100, depends on which kind of configuration and tailpiece you want. But if you like the idea of being able to have lots of adjustments there, the stability of it when you're going through string changes and that kind of stuff, and you like the way it sounds, then then you definitely want to check that out. So if you have any questions, you can email me about what I've done here on the video, and then also you can contact Mr. Fults. He's a great person to contact because I know he knows his products better than anyone. So I hope you've enjoyed the review. Take care.